Hello everyone and welcome to the video. As we all know, physical activity is an important aspect of a healthy lifestyle for everyone. However, physical inactivity disproportionately affects women when compared to men. Furthermore, it is in adolescence where we see the largest amount of girls drop out of sport. In this video, we will discuss the top 5 ways to keep adolescent girls in sport. So let's get started. One of the first ways kids are introduced to physical activity is through physical education programs in schools. Interventions to improve physical education programs for adolescent girls have had great success, specifically with increasing the amount of moderate to vigorous physical activity per day. However, more recent studies that investigate physical literacy argue that intervening in adolescence is too late. Physical literacy incorporates concepts from exercise psychology and motor development, such as motor competence, confidence, motivation, and enjoyment. Children with the highest physical literacy profiles have the highest physical activity rates, and children with the lowest physical activity profiles have the lowest physical activity rates. Physical literacy needs to be taught to children at a young age in order for them to remain physically active for life, and thus diminish the dropout that is seen in adolescent girls. A girl will have a variety of role models in their youth who will help shape her into the person she becomes. Parents are the role model closest to the child, and they play an important role in making sport accessible to the child. Coaches aid in determining whether the child develops the skills and attitude to enjoy sport. Children also look up to professional athletes as role models, as they show them what they can achieve with hard work and practice. The way in which professional female athletes are portrayed in the media play a crucial role in determining if girls pursue sport. Women's sport is not as often shown on broadcasting channels. In fact, an analysis of Canada's primary national sport networks in 2014 showed that of 35,000 hours of programming, only 4% was of female sports, and yet 36% was of male sports. If girls are presented with more role models that demonstrate careers in sport, they will be less likely to drop out. There are many factors that limit the accessibility of sport to women and girls, most notably the male-dominant culture of sport and a lack of financial resources. At some point in their life, every girl has heard the words, "Girls aren't as good as boys at sport. They aren't as strong, they don't have the same level of dedication," or the classic, "You throw like a girl." Sport culture needs to change in order to be inclusive to women and girls. The largest barrier keeping women from remaining in sport has been identified as a lack of financial resources. Sport can become quite expensive, and if a family can only afford to put one of their kids in sport, they are more likely to put their son in sport over their daughter, because if their child does make it to the big leagues, professional male athletes are paid significantly more than their female counterparts. Physical education programs are an impactful way to introduce sport to youth, but they are only useful for as long as the individual remains in school. What happens during the summer months, or when a child is cut from a school sports team? This is where community programs come into play. Research has found that community-based intervention programs significantly increase physical activity and fundamental movement skill proficiency. School community link programs have also been explored for adolescent girls. Not only do these programs increase exposure to sport club and leisure centers in the community, but they also increase the individual's self-efficacy. Community-based programs are important as they provide health-promoting knowledge of physical activity and the foundation for developing healthy lifestyle behaviors. Although positive body image is an outcome of participation in sport, poor body image inhibits girls from playing sport. Past physical activity experiences such as physical education, sport club participation, and habitual physical activity influence current physical activity participation in adolescent girls. Sport club participants report a higher measure of body image as well as higher levels of physical activity, likely because these individuals are given more opportunities to become physically competent. Furthermore, Girls who participate in athletically driven sports report the lowest functional body image measures, and being physically active by going to the gym or running was not associated with positive body functionality. So what does it take to keep adolescent girls from dropping out of sport? Well, it takes physical education programs that are focused on developing physical literacy at a young age, more role models for girls to look up to. It will take the eradication of the male-dominant culture of sport, exposure to community opportunities to participate in sport outside of school, and lastly, it will take positive past experiences in sport that improve functional body image.